Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a Plasti Dip removal. So, the color that's on my Jeep right now is the flat black for a base, and then I did the copper or bronze or metallizer, and it actually turned out really well. But when I did it for the first time, I don't think I really cleaned the wheels as well as I probably should. That, or I didn't get enough time to sit on the wheel before driving it. Like, literally the next day, it was a torrential downpour, and my wife took the Jeep, and that very next day, it started bubbling over and had a lot of issues. So I tried to poke the little bubbles and kind of respray over it, and that didn't really work. And the ending result is a lot of this. So got a lot of tears here, and as you can tell, I mean, the wheels aren't like super dirty, but right here it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna peel all this off, and we're gonna start from scratch, and then we're gonna go over and we're gonna redo the wheel itself. I have two of them to do. There's that one, and then there's this one back here. What's really weird is how dark it looks without light on it. So let's get some light on it and see what happens. So that's what it looks like with the light on it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to peel this off, and we are going to do our base coat, and then we're going to do the metallizer. There's a few spots to where it's kind of thin. I'm probably going to have to scrub off. Other than that, everything pretty much peeled off with ease. So you can see there's a few little spots that we're going to have to get. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in there and grab those off. And then we'll prep it and do a base coat. Alright, so got everything cleaned off, got it dried off. I decided to leave these on here, which is fine. I don't really feel like digging in there and peeling it all out, but I removed everything even around the edges except for this, except for that one right there. Anyways, yeah, you want to try to get anything and everything off that you can, because as soon as you start spraying and there's like a little bit of anything there, it's going to leave a bump. You know, it may not lay down properly, and then, you know, you don't want any air or anything to get underneath your, you know, your base coat. And then once you start spraying, you want to go on thick. You want to go on really thick. If it's your first time doing it, pretty much you're going to put a bag over your brake pads. You're going to have to tape off every little thing that you don't want to get Plasti Dip on. I am not going to be taping off any of this. What I do is I spray, I let this overspray come on it, and I scrub it off. It doesn't kill the tire. I've already done it once, and I'm going to do it again. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start taping, and put some bags over the brake pads, and we are going to get started. So yeah, let's see what that looks like. Alright guys, so we've got it prepped and ready to go, and we're going to do our first black base coat. I actually ran out of painter's tape, and the Scotch tape is no good, so don't try it. So I had this cheap duct tape. It's pretty you know, malleable to actually, you know, go around all the little lugs. So yeah, that's what I did before, except for I used the blue painter's tape M3, which is a lot better, but I really don't feel like leaving and going and getting it. But yeah, so this is what it looks like. We got our bags in. You really don't want it to be touching the back side of the wheel, because any of the product that you get on and the bags touch, as soon as you pull the bag, you know, it could tear it. So you really want to be careful with that. But yeah, the wheel's squeaky clean, and we're gonna apply our first coat. The closer you are, the better it's gonna go on. It's gonna look like it's gonna have like a little bit of texture and be rough, but it actually smooths out in the end. If you like spray mist back here, like you're spray painting, this is not paint, this is rubber. So what you're gonna want to do is have, you know, very even passes and just work your way down. You don't want to just sit back here and just. So the best thing to do is to work around all the little hard to get to places first, get a good coat on that, and then get everything, and then come back over it again. That'll be like our first coat. The base really sets up for the metallizer or your final, you know, your color that you want to go on. So you have to do this right the first time, or you're going to be peeling it off just like I did. And you know, I have another wheel that actually turned out really textured, and the other ones are smooth. So you know, I really learned a lot doing it the first go around, so the second go around hopefully is going to be a lot better. With the first coat, if you don't think you hit any spots, you know, don't worry about it. You can go back over it on a second coat. But the main thing is to get that first coat on pretty thick. You want it to look like you're spraying a texture on there. But our first coat is on. Looks good. It's dry to the touch. So what we're going to go ahead and do is get our second coat on, and then we're going to go from there. We actually have a couple rough spots. There's one here and here. There's a little bit right here. Don't know what that's really from, but we're going to continue on and make sure we get really good coverage. We'll go from there. A good way to really gauge the way you know you've put this on properly is that when you can grab it, and I mean it just comes off, I mean, in one fell swoop. I mean, you should really never leave too much residue behind. If you've left residue behind, that means you've most likely not got a thick enough coat on. So I encourage you guys to probably put more product on than you think, because if you don't, it's gonna end up biting you in the ass in the long run whenever you decide to, you know, change it up, change colors and stuff. I mean, you can tell the thickness here versus here. You see how thin that is? If it was any thinner, it would really be hard to get off, but you know, you can just use your finger and it will just peel right off. So I really haven't had to scrub too hard on any of this to get it off, but so far, I mean, this stuff's really preserved the wheels. And you know, stuff that you're having to scrub off, don't use your fingernails. This is a bath scrubber. It's not metal. It's not you know, wool or anything. It's just really thick plastic. What I'm doing is like this right here. So you'll just get it. I'm gonna scrub it. So we've got 2 coats of the metalizer on. And we've got 2 coats of the black on the back. So I'm gonna let you guys see this. Alright. Now let's take a look at the metalizer. Going 1 more coat. So that means we've got 3 on the base, 3 on the metalizer. We'll do 1 more coat of this. So that's 6 coats. Very heavy coats. I do have, it's weird, it kind of like did like a ripple effect there and there. And we knew about this one. Didn't notice that one. So, but I've been spreading it really even. We're letting it sit on here for about 15-20 minutes a coat. You know, this has turned out really good. Look all nice and flat. It's turned out really well. You know, the first time I did it, the wheels actually had a lot of texture actually. Alright, so we've got 3 final coats, and then I actually gave it a little once over. So almost pretty much 4 coats of the bronzer. Down here, we're working on our first coat. It's really dark. It takes a few coats to really start bringing the bronze color out. But yeah. Anyways, almost done. Alright, so I did re-hit these wheels with the bronzer. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to, you know, take off your little cap covers. This is something that is very tedious. You really need to be careful because when you're pulling it off, if you have any of the product that's sticking to your tape, you can use a toothpick and kind of pick at it, and it should pull it off nice and easy. But this was a wheel, see right there, it's actually pulling right here. Just kind of pick at it a little bit. And voila. No big problem. I've done this once before. So you just have to be very careful on how much you really poke at it. You know, you can tear it, but most of the time it's just gonna lay right back down. Once this cures, it should be fine. Usually whenever you're doing tape, you actually want to do a coat and then take the tape off while it's wet. But if you're going to do several coats, you know, this is a little bit of a do-over. So I'm really not worried. I've just barely covered these caps up. And I've had some stick to it a little bit. But other than that, I think we're pretty good to go. So yeah, looks much better. Alright guys, so this is the final product. It's the next day, ready for Jeep invasion, Smoky Mountains. We're gonna be leaving within the hour. Get everything re-dipped, tire shine, Jeep washed, everything ready to go. Take care. Thanks for watching the channel. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Peace out.